What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, we are going to be doing a playthrough of DustRunner by Jason Glover. This game is amazing. I have been so excited to finally get to play this game and put it on the channel for all you guys to see. So, to give you a quick little rundown of the synopsis of this game, we are one of the last factions of humans left alive in a post-apocalyptic world, and we have stolen some sort of goods from some enemy raider base. So you can see up here, here's our little card. This is going to represent us, and this back here are the raiders. So the bad guys are in this little vehicle back here, and they're chasing after us because we stole their stuff. We are trying to make it from the starting position, this little S right here where we start, all the way down through this track to the F down here. That is the finish line. And then, of course, the raiders start where the little R is right there. So they start a couple spots behind us there. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to move spaces along this track to get all the way to the end to our base. And that way we can win the game when we make it back to the safety of our base. You'll notice there's some little stars along the way, and whenever we land or pass over those, we're going to gain 3 victory points, and victory points are tracked over here on this little tracker, and right now we start the game with 5 victory points. And the reason we start with 5 is because over here on our vehicle, if you look at the bottom of each piece of our vehicle, there are some stars shown. So we have 2, 1, and 2, and that adds up to 5. And that's how many victory points we start with. Now, victory points are used to score at the end of the game, so you can see how well you did. If you make it to the finish, you technically beat the game and you win. But if you want to kind of see how well you won, like how well you actually did, you can keep track of that with your victory points. They also serve another function. It says here on the tracker card, at any moment, you may spend 2 victory points to redraw a resolution card. And these resolution cards do all sorts of different things. They're going to show how far the raiders move, how many spaces they move, how much damage you do, how much damage the raiders do, whether you or the raiders get to attack first, what kind of loot you're going to get. There's all sorts of different things that these resolution cards do, and we can spend 2 of our victory points to redraw one of those if something ever comes up that's really nasty that we don't like. So that's what the victory points are for. And then coming back to our vehicle over here, I'm starting on the, I guess this is like the easy side. So for the first playthrough, I want to play on the easy side. I've been playing off camera on the hard side and doing pretty well, to be honest with you. But for the first playthrough, I want to start off on the easy side. So we're getting 9 ammo to start with. We are getting 3 fuel to start with, but we do plus 2 damage every time we attack, which is really, really big. And then for our health, we start with 12 health over here. And then, of course, the 5 victory points over that way. We also get to start off with 2 modifications. So there's a little 8-card modification deck right here. The first one you draw is at random. So let's see what we get. We got the scanner. You may discard this card to avoid an encounter with the dust worm. And hopefully we don't see the dust worm. It'd be cool for the sake of the video so you guys can actually see what the dust worm is, but it's nasty. It's the worst card in the exploration deck right here. But luckily for us, we have the scanner, so we could scan, and if we come across it, we can avoid it. So there we go. We got the scanner, and then we also get to choose one of our mods for ourselves. So we actually get to pick the second mod because you start with 2. And dudes, I'm gonna do this for the sake of the video. I'm gonna pick the Nitro Boost. Honestly, I think that this is really OP. I almost wonder if it should be in the game because I have won so many games off camera because of this card. So we're going to try it out. The Nitro Boost says you may discard this card to move 2 spaces, but you lose 2 health. That's a really big deal. So it's like, especially once you get down to the end, if you're like 2 spaces away from the finish line and you have the health to spare, you just pop off your Nitro Boost and you win the game. So we're going to hang on to that. We'll see if we make it that far though. And then the rest of the modification deck, I'm going to shuffle up because we can get random modifications throughout the course of the game. All right, guys. So I think we're all set up there. I'm going to make sure that all this stuff is nice and shuffled up. We'll shuffle up the exploration deck and the resolution deck, and I believe we are good to go. So this is a push your luck type of game. It's similar to Iron Helm or Tin Helm, if you're familiar with those, or even Desolate, where we're going to take 2 cards off the top of the exploration deck here, put them face down, and then we're going to choose one, and we can decide if we want to do that one or if we want to try and push our luck and go the other route. And you can run into different things. So you'll see as we play here. So let's go ahead and flip this one. Ooh, we got the farm. So the farm says gain 1 health, 1 ammo, and 1 fuel, and advance the raiders 1 space. So since we're just starting the game, we have full ammo, fuel, and health. So all this is going to do is move the raiders one closer to us, and that is no good. And I should have said too, guys, if the raiders ever catch up to us and land on our space, we lose the game. Also, if our health ever goes down to 0, we lose the game. That's the 2 ways to lose the game, and the 1 way to win the game is to reach the finish line down there at the end. So I'm going to push my luck. I'm going to skip the farm, and we're going to go this way instead, and it's into a raider, and this is a perfect example here. So had this been the first card that we flipped over, you could see the raider would start with 1 health, and this little pink star symbol here would show that he gets to attack once every time he attacks. But since this is the second card that we chose, he starts with 2 health. He still only attacks once, but now he starts with 2 health instead. So he's going to have 2 starting health. And now to determine the rest of his health, we flip over the top card of the resolution deck, and he gets 1 extra health, as denoted there by that little pink die. So he has 3 total health. Also, this card tells us who attacks first. When it's this little spiky-haired raider person, that means the raiders attack first. And as you can see on the back of the resolution card here, if it's the little like helmeted astronaut-looking guy right here, that means we get to attack first. So in this case, the raider is going to get to attack first, and we're going to flip a card and look in the top right, and the skull shows how much damage he does. So he does 1 damage to us. So we're going to move down from 12 health to 11 health. And now we get to retaliate. So we can spend ammo. For every ammo that we spend up to a maximum of 4, we can flip over resolution cards and we'll deal damage equal to the number of skulls up in the top right. And since we're using this middle section of our vehicle, we get +2 damage. So since this guy only has 3 health, I'm going to spend 1 ammo. We're going to flip over 1 and we're going to add +2 damage to it. So we're going to do 2. +2 is 4. And since he has 3 health, we have killed this raider. And we're going to get some loot. So now we're going to flip over another resolution card, and we get the loot down here in this corner. So we get an ammo. So we're going to regain our ammo that we just spent. That's amazing. And plus, since this is the second card that we resolved, we get the loot on the raider card also. Otherwise, if this was the first card that we resolved and we beat him, you would compare the moon symbols. So in this case, we've got a full moon on this card and he has a full moon here. We would get the ammo also. But since we fought him as the second guy, we automatically get the ammo, but we're at full ammo, so we don't get any. Also, if it's a crescent moon, that's the other moon that it could be. So it's either going to be a full moon or a crescent moon for these symbols right here. So like if this was a crescent moon and that's a full moon, we would not have gotten that if it was the first guy that we fought. Okay, so now that that's cleared up, we're going to move the raiders. So we look here and it says 0. So the raiders don't move at all. That is amazing for us. We want them to stay as far away from us as possible. So let's keep on going here. And we have to remember, we've got the scanner so we can watch out for the dust worm, and we've got the nitro boost so we can get super speedy. And let's go ahead and flip this one. We've got the ambulance. So we can spend 1 fuel to move 1 space, or we can gain 3 health. I think I'm going to go ahead and spend a fuel here. We're going to go down to 2 fuel, and we're going to move 1 space, vroom ahead, create a little bit of distance between us and the raiders, and we're going to keep on going here. We got the crags. You may spend 1 fuel to move 1 space. Let's go, dudes. Let's go. We're just going to keep zooming ahead, and I'm going to go down this path. So here's something else worth mentioning. If you go down the path that has the stars on the map that gains you the victory points when you pass over them, it takes a little bit longer. So as you can see here, if we go this path, it's going to go 1, 2, 3 spaces until we're able to get to this fork in the road, where if we went up this way, it would go 1, 2 spaces till we get to the fork in the road. So it does take a little bit more movement to get through here, but I really want to go after those victory points since we're only starting with 5. I think that'll be worth it. So we're going to go ahead and continue on. I'm going to flip. And we've got the spy bot. So the thing with the spy bot is he doesn't attack by dealing damage. He moves the raiders. So I don't think I want to fight him. He will give us a fuel, though, if we match up the moon symbols. I think I'm going to... Ooh, I don't want the raiders to move, though. Let's go for it, dude. We might get the fuel. If we get the crescent moon symbol, then we would get some fuel. And we're only on 1 fuel, so let's try to do it. So since we're fighting him first, he's going to start with 2 health, and then his extra health is going to be 1. Dude, we're getting lucky with that. And we attack first since we got that symbol. So I'm going to spend 1 ammo, and we're doing +2. And let's see what we get. So we get 3 + 2 is 5. We decimated the spy bot. So that dude is a goner. And let's see what we get. We get a fuel. That's amazing. But unfortunately, we got the full moon, and that's a crescent moon. They don't match, so we don't get the extra loot from the spy bot, but it's all good. And then the raiders move forward 1 space. So there we go. We've got 3 spaces between us. Doing pretty well. Let's continue on. Ooh, a clear path. You may spend 1 fuel to move 2 spaces. This is pretty much the best card in the exploration deck. So we're going to do that. We're going to burn up some fuel. We're going to burn up some rubber dudes, and we're going to go forward 2 spaces, and we landed on the star. So we're going to gain 3 victory points and move up to 8 victory points right there. All right, that's going to be useful if we need to spend any to redraw resolution cards. And the last one, boom, dude, the gas station. Let's go. We can either spend 1 fuel to move 1 space, or we can gain 2 fuel. So we're going to gain 2 fuel, and we're back up to maximum 3 fuel. And that is the end of the round. At the end of each round, you have to do 2 things. You have to spend 1 fuel, and you have to shuffle up the exploration deck. And that is it. So we're going to go ahead and mix these up. Got some nice little miniature sleeves for these cards too, so it makes shuffling them a lot easier. There we go. And it preserves the quality of the cards. All right, guys, here we go. Next round. Got a pretty fair amount of space between us and the raiders. Ooh, the dust worm. So here you go, guys. You get to see the dust worm. This dude's nasty. It says lose 3 health and advance the raiders 1 space. Must play this card. But in our case, we've got the scanner, and we can discard this card to avoid an encounter with the dust worm. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and discard the scanner, and we're going to avoid this big bad dust worm right there. And we're going to zoom right on past him into the farm. So now I think is a good time to actually utilize the farm. So we're going to take a pit stop at this farm that we found. We could stop to gain a health, an ammo, and a fuel. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go up to full on all of those things. And it also says to advance the raiders 1 space. So while we're taking our pit stop and fueling up and restocking our ammo and probably chowing down to regain some health, the raiders are not stopping. They are trekking down this path here towards us, so they get a little bit closer, but it's time to get back on the road. So let's hop back in the car and continue going here. Ooh, into raiders. This is a big, bad, nasty raider. This is the strongest raider in the deck. And you'll see here, it says wild, wild, wild down here for his loot. So if you get the wild loot, you can get 1 of anything. You can gain 1 ammo, 1 fuel, 1 health, or you can gain a modification from the modification deck. And that is pretty much always the way to go most of the time. Do I want to fight him though? Since he's the first guy, we'll have to get the full moon card on a resolution card to be able to get that. Do I want to risk it? It could be cool, man. It could be cool to get another modification. Let's try it. We're going to fight him. We're going to chance it. So he's going to start with 3 health, and he'll do 1 attack. When he's the second guy, he starts with 6 health, and he does 2 attacks. He's also the only raider in the deck that can attack twice, which is interesting. So we're going to fight him as the first one. Let's see what his added health is. 3, and he would get to attack first. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We'll go with it. All right, and he's going to get to attack first. So he's going to flip 1. And he's going to do 1 damage. That is nothing. Measly little 1 damage. And we're going to go ahead and spend 1, 2, maybe 3? Yeah, I'm going to spend 3. I'm going to play it safe and spend 3 ammo. We're also going to get plus 2 damage added to that. So we're doing 2 right off the bat. Plus 3 is 5. When the resolution deck runs out, you have to reshuffle it. I'm going to shuffle all this back up. Like so. And we got 2 more to draw, so we're at, what was it, 5 damage so far? 6, so he's already dead, and the last one, 7. So we overkilled him, so 7 damage. Let's see what we get. We want a full moon here. Oh, we got the crescent moon. Do we want to redraw? Yeah, okay, here we go, dude. So check this out. We're going to spend 2 victory points and move down to 6, and we're going to redraw. Oh, it's another crescent. Dude, I'm redrawing again. I really want the mod. We're moving down to 4. Come on, full moon, bro. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So we're going to get a fuel. We're at full fuel. And since we matched up the moon symbols, we get the loot on the raider card, which is wild. So we're going to draw a random modification, and it is the radar. If your enemy gets initiative in combat, you may draw again for a new initiative, but you must take the new result. Okay, cool. That's pretty good right there. So we got a radar, and we got our nitro boost on standby. Awesome. Okay, so we took down the raider. Oh yeah, something else I forgot to mention. whenever you beat an enemy, you gain 2 victory points. That's something I didn't do earlier. So I'm actually going to give myself 4 victory points since I forgot to do that. So there we go. We're at 8 victory points right there. Took down the raider. And last but not least, the raiders are going to move 1 space. So they're getting a little bit closer to us. And let's continue on. Raiders. I'm going to skip those. Push our luck to a gas station. So we could spend 1 fuel to move 1 space or gain 2 fuel, but we're at full fuel. So we're going to spend 1 and zoom ahead a little bit and create a little bit more space between us and those raiders chasing us there. We're going to move on to the outpost. We could spend a fuel to move 1 space or gain 2 ammo. I'm going to actually stock up on some ammo and move from 6 to 8 right there. It is tempting to zoom ahead, but we don't want to get caught in a raider fight with not enough ammo. And we're going to move on to the spy bot. We could get fuel. We could potentially get fuel. Let's try it. Let's try it out. Okay, so we're going to fight the spy bot. He starts with 2 health plus, 6? No. Let's spend 2 victory points and redraw that. 5. Yikes, dude. Okay, I don't want to spend all of my victory points, so I think I'm just going to let that happen. We're going to do 5 right there. Okay, and then we get to attack first, which is good. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 ammo. We get the +2 from our main weapon there, so we're doing 2. +0. Do I want to redraw that one? Yep, I'm going to spend 2. We're going to redraw that into 3. So that's 5 damage. We get to draw 2 more cards. 0. Okay, I'm going to let that one slide. And we get to draw 1 more card for damage here. And we need 2 because we're at 5 total damage on him right now. Here we go. Boom, we got it. 2 damage. So that is 7. So we take down the spy bot. Let's see what we get. We get a fuel. That's amazing. And since he was the first choice that we went with, we got to match up the moons, and they do not match, so we don't get his extra fuel. That's a bummer. Oh well. But we do get 2 victory points since we beat him. So we're back up to 6 right there, and the raiders move 1 space toward us. And the raiders always follow you. So since we went down this bottom track, they are going to go down that bottom track also. And that is the end of that round, which means we need to shuffle up the exploration deck. We need to spend a fuel. So we're at 2 fuel. So currently we're on 5 ammo, 2 fuel, and 11 health. So not looking too bad. We also have the radar and the nitro boost modifications on standby over there. Let's go ahead and mix up the deck here and continue on. Raiders. I'm going to skip those dudes and we're going to keep going into raiders. So since it's the second card, this raider gets 3 health rather than 1, and they attack 1 time. Let's see how much extra health they get. 6. No way, dude. Let's spend 2 victory points. There we go. That's more like it. They get 2 extra health. They are going to get to attack first, but we've got a radar. If your enemy gets initiative in combat, you may draw again for a new initiative, but must take the new results. So let's go ahead and draw, and there we go. We get to attack first now. So I'm going to spend 2 ammo, moving us down to 3. We're going to get +2 damage, and we get to flip 2 cards. So we got 2 plus 0. I'm going to redraw that one. We're going to move down. We only have 2 victory points left. Yikes. There we go, 5. So they are dead, and then +1 extra for 6 damage. Takes out this raider. Let's see what we get here. We get an ammo, moving us up to 4. And since this was the second raider here, we automatically get the loot, even though the moons don't match. So we get a health, putting us on full health. We also gain 2 much-needed victory points, and the raiders advance 0. That is amazing. They have stalled out back there. All right, let's continue. The gas station, dude. I think we're going to gain the 2 fuel. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to gain 1 fuel there and move us up to 3 fuel. We're going to continue on. A spy bot. I'm going to skip the spy bot this time. He doesn't ever give us fuel. So we're going to skip him into the crags. You may spend 1 fuel to move 1 space. I will do that. We'll spend this 1 fuel. We're going to zoom ahead 1 space, and I'm going to move up onto the top path because I want to go for that star up there to get some more victory points. Here we go to the next one. Ambulance. We can spend a fuel to move 1 space or gain 3 health. Well, we're at full health, so I'm going to spend 1 fuel, and we're going to move 1 space. Dude, we're creating a lot of distance between us and the raiders right here, dude. We are zooming. We are zooming ahead. If I could just about get it. There we go. Put that one down. Put this one. I always go to the right. Let's go to the left this time. It is the farm. Okay, so we're going to gain a health, an ammo, and a fuel. And then the raiders are going to advance 1 space. So we're at 2 fuel, 5 ammo. We're already at full health, and the raiders move forward 1 space right there. Let's continue on into raiders. Nope, I'm going to skip it. And the dust worm. Yikes. So we're going to lose 3 health, and the raiders advance 1 space. So we go down to 9 health, and the raiders advance 1 space. So they are 3 spaces behind us now. That's the end of the round. We have to spend a fuel, so we're down to 1 fuel. Let's mix up the exploration deck here and keep on going. I feel like we're doing pretty well, but the raiders did move a little bit on that last round. They moved a couple spaces up, so they're getting a little close, but I'm still feeling fairly safe here. So let's venture on, do 1 face down and flip the gas station, dude. Let's take a pit stop at the gas station and gain 2 fuel. That is the way to start out that round right there. We're at full fuel. And let's continue on into a spy bot. No, dude, get out of my face, bro. I don't want you anymore. Oh, into a raider. This is a nasty raider, man, because when you fight him as the first one, he has 2 health, but on the second choice, he has 5 health. Yikes. And his extra health is 3. So he's got a total of 8 health, and we get to attack first. The resolution deck has been exhausted, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle that up. And we're going to get to attack first on this guy. So I think I'm going to spend 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 ammo left. We're getting low on ammo. We're going to get plus 2 damage. We get to flip 3 resolution cards since we spent 3 ammo. So let's see. 2 plus 3 is 5. Ooh, 0. And 1. Ooh. We're on 5. Do I want to redo that one? Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 victory points to reflip that. So we're on 5 right now. There we go. 7, 10. 10 damage. Nice, dude. So we took out the raider. Let's see what loot we get. We get fuel, but we're at full fuel, and since this was the second guy that we fought, we get the ammo loot right there, so we're up to 3 ammo. We also gain 2 victory points, and the raiders advance 1. Ooh, they're getting a little too close for comfort, dudes. They are right on our tails almost. Let's continue on here. Yikes, the farm. I could gain ammo and health. I'm already at full fuel, but then they're going to move 1 closer. Dude, that's super risky. But if this is a raider, that's also really gnarly. Let's skip it. I'm going to risk it. Let's push our luck, man. That's what this game's about, dude. We got to push our luck into a clear path, and it pays off, dudes. We can spend a fuel to move 2 spaces. Bro, we are out of here. Pedal to the floor. 1, 2. Since we passed over a star space, we gain 3 victory points. We're up to 7 right now. Cool. It's the most we've had all game. Heck yeah, dude. The clear path was a welcome sight. Big, long stretch of open road. We just gunned it down. Boom, a raider. The nasty raider. Do we want to fight him? Do we want to go for the wild to get a mod? I don't think I want to risk it. We're going to pass on this raider into an outpost. We can spend a fuel to move 1 space where we can gain 2 ammo. Dude, I think we're going to gain 2 ammo because we're running really low on ammo. It is always tempting to move, but I really need some ammo. Okay, next we've got a raider. I'm going to skip him. Into the crags. We can spend a fuel to move 1 space. We're going to do it. We're going to move down to 1 fuel, so we're getting pretty low on fuel, but we are zooming way ahead of the raiders. We're getting fairly close-ish to the finish line. We're just past halfway. We got an ambulance. We could spend a fuel to move 1 space, which is going to leave us with no fuel, or we can gain 3 health. So if we do that and we move 1 and we have no fuel, at the end of the round, if you don't have a fuel to spend, the raiders move forward 2 spaces. So that's no good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to heal up at the ambulance and gain 3 health. And go back up to 12, and we're at full health. So that is the end of the round. We have to spend our last fuel, so we have no fuel remaining. We're in quite a pickle. So we did really well at first. We burned up a bunch of gas, zooming down the road, but now we are left with no fuel. We have 5 ammo and full health, but the raiders are quite a ways behind us. So let's see if we can keep that distance between us. Let's continue going. The farm. We desperately need that. So we're going to gain a health. We've already got full. We gain a much needed fuel and a much needed ammo. And these big bad raider dudes are going to advance 1 space closer to us right there. Let's continue on. The gas station. That is the best thing we could have drawn. Gain 2 fuel. Dudes, we're getting super lucky finding this gas station so often. This gas station's all along this road, man. Here we go. Into the next place. The outpost. We can spend a fuel to move 1 space or gain 2 ammo. I think I'm going to gain the ammo. It is always, man, it's like I say, it's always tempting to move, but I really want to get ammo. We don't want to get caught out in a fight with a raider and not have enough ammo. We're going to fight this guy, because if we risk it and we go this way and there's another raider, it could be much worse. So this guy's only going to start with 1 health in this case, plus 6. No way, dude. We are spending 2, and he's going to get 1 extra health, so he's at 2. We get to attack first, and we have the option to spend no ammo and just do our base damage, which we will do. And we're going to hit him for 2 damage, take him down immediately, and we are going to get a health as the loot, but we're already at full health. The moons don't match, so we don't get anything else. We do gain 2 victory points for defeating him, and the raiders will move forward 1 space, so they're getting a little bit closer once again. Let's see if we can keep that distance, though. Next card. Ooh, big bad raiders. We're going to skip that dude into the clear path, dude. Best card. Best card right there. We're going to spend 1 fuel and move forward 2. We're going to go 1, 2. We're getting close to the end, dudes, and we got that nitro boost to boost toward the finish at the end. Watch, guys. I'm going to show you, dude. I told y'all at the beginning. Watch what's going to happen. Here we go. Into the crags. We could spend 1 fuel to move 1 space. We're going to move forward 1. We are 1, 2, 3 spaces from the end. And since we have the nitro boost that's going to move us forward 2, we are effectively 1 space from winning the game. We are zooming ahead. So we got to reshuffle the deck here at the end of the round. We lose a fuel. So we're back down to no fuel again, which is a little bit dicey, but I'm feeling comfortable here, dudes. We got full health. We have almost full ammo. We're essentially 1 space away from winning the game. I think we're good. We just need to find that gas station, maybe the crags or clear path or something. We'll be good to go. Here we go. Into a spy bot. We could potentially get a fuel, but I'm going to skip it. We have enough space between us and the raiders that I'm not too scared about them moving. Ooh, the dust worm. We take 3 damage, and the raiders advance 1 space. But we're not even sweating it, dude. We are so far ahead of them, it's not even funny. Let's go this way this time. Into raiders. I'm going to skip those raiders. So long. Ooh, into more raiders. This guy's got 2 health plus 2. They attack first, but since we have the radar, we can flip another resolution card, and we get to attack first this time. Amazing. So let's go ahead and shuffle up the resolution deck. We're going to get to attack first. I think I'm going to spend 2 ammo right here, bringing us down to 6, and we get the plus 2 from our car. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Plus 0, we got 5. He is dead since he had 4 health. What do we get? We get fuel, and we get an ammo. Heck yeah, dude. We needed that fuel. That's amazing. We get fuel, ammo up to 7, and raiders move 0. Perfect. Here we go. This could be the game right here, dudes. The crags. You may spend 1 fuel to move 1 space. Spend our last fuel. Move 1 space. Nitro Boost says you may discard this card to move 2 spaces, but you lose 2 health. We'll go down to 7 health. Pop off that Nitro Boost and go 1, 2 spaces to the finish line. So long, raiders. Get wrecked. We made it back to the base with the goods, and we have beat DustRunner. So there it is, dudes. I hope you enjoyed this video. This game is so much fun. I'm definitely going to be doing more playthroughs of this. Next time, we're going to take the car pieces, and we're going to flip them over to the hard side here, where we're going to start with 7 ammo instead of 9. We'll get 4 fuel, which is good, but we're going to be doing 1 damage instead of 2, which is quite a hit, honestly. It does make a difference. And we're going to have 10 health instead of, I believe it was 12. Yeah, there we go. But we're going to start with a bunch more favor over here, or victory points, rather. We'll get 11. So look forward to that in the next one, and then maybe in future episodes too. I'll kind of just shuffle these up and do like random, car assembly there, so we get like a little bit of variability in the play. But yeah, there you go, guys. So that is DustRunner. If you like this game, be sure to head over to thegamecrafter.com. You can pick up your own copy. This is not a sponsored video, but that's where you got to go if you want to pick up your own copy of DustRunner. It's an amazing game, just brilliant. I really, really love it. It's very, very easy to set up. It only takes less than a minute or so to set up, and then you're ready to go. You jump right into the game, and you're good to go. Like, check it out. I'm doing it right now. Boom. And then you would just shuffle these 3 decks up and you're ready to play again. It's that simple. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, like button. Be sure to hit the red subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload brand new videos. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a good one, everybody, and I'll see you next time.